my night wolves, and welcome back to another video on my channel. And today we're here with another story, and I am going to be talking about the time that I could not leave my mother's side. It was back in elementary school, so I was pretty young, and I could not leave my mother's side. I think it was like my first year or my second year in elementary school. I can't remember exactly the details of it, but I remember this so very clearly. I would get on the bus, I will be fine. Like all morning, I will be fine. I'll get ready for school, I'll get on the bus, I'll be fine, get to school, and then suddenly pure anxiety will sink into me and I will start sobbing my eyes out or saying that I'm sick or something just to go home. I don't know why. I didn't understand it myself, and I still don't understand it, why this was happening. I told the teacher I wasn't feeling good, so she'll take me to the nurse, and they'll say what's wrong. I will tell them what's wrong. They'll call my mom to see what they should do. And I don't know, like, it was like this for about a week of me sitting there saying I'm sick over and over and over again. And they're like, Alicia, we know you're not sick. And I'm like, I'm sick. I need to go home. And then I'll start sobbing my eyes out. And I had like this moment where I could not leave my mother's side. But the only thing that kind of makes me so annoyed is that I could get dressed, get on the bus, ride to school, and then the moment I got to school is when, like, I don't know why, it was just pure anxiety just ran through my body, and no one could understand why it was happening. Even I didn't understand what was going on. And so my mom would come and pick me up, take me home, and I'll spend time at home and I'll be fine. Once I got home, I was fine. I was a happy-go-lucky kid and stuff like that. And mom's like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And she would try to get me to talk to her about it, but even I myself, as a little kid, could not understand what was going on. So this had gone on for about a week or so, maybe even more. I can't even remember. My mom probably could remember, but I can't. But I don't know. I would get up, I'll go to school. Once I got to school, just anxiety. I just had like this feeling. I remember the feeling exactly. I had a feeling like something bad was going to happen, and if I wasn't around my mother, I would start having like kind of a panic attack. And I just had major anxiety, and I don't know. So one day I was at school and I was trying so hard not to go and call mom to have her come pick me up. So I was in class trying my best to be there, but this anxiety, this feeling of something bad is going to happen, it kept pretty much gnawing at me. And then the teacher asked me, I think, a simple question, and I just bawled my eyes out. And she's like, oh my god, what's going on? And she tried to get me to talk to her, and I'm like, I want my mom. And then I just went into this pure panic of sobbing and hyperventilation at this point. And they realized that I was having pretty much a panic attack at this point. And I'm in elementary school, a young child having a panic attack. So they brought me to the nurse. The nurse gave me a paper brown bag to breathe in because I was having a panic attack. They called my mom and had her come pick me up. And of course she was at work, so she had to leave her work, come and pick me up, got me in the car, and she's like, Alicia, what's going on? And I'm like, I do not know. I do not freaking know. So she's like, okay, well, I have to go back to work. Do you think you can stay home by yourself? So I was gonna stay home by myself as an elementary school kid. And I'm like, yeah, I can do it. And she's like, okay. So she drove me all the way home. I got in the house and she's like, okay, well, this is what you can have for lunch. So she told me what I can have for lunch. And to always keep the doors locked. If somebody knocks on the door, just ignore it. Do not answer the door. Nothing like that. Yada yada. I'm like, okay, I can do it. So she goes to leave. She locks the door, shuts it, and then goes to leave. Freaking pure panic. Fucking rushed into me immediately. I unlocked the door, ripped it open just as my mom was backing up out of the driveway, and I'm like, Mommy. I remember this so clearly because I don't know, I just remember it so clearly. And so she slams on the brakes and she's like, what? And I'm like, I can't do this. And I'm just like a sobbing mess. And she's like, okay, calm down. So she goes, locks the door. I get in the car. And she gets in the car, she drives all the way to work, she parks, and she's like, okay, I have to go into work. Here's my cell phone. If you need me, call me, or call Grandma, because at the time my grandmother was alive. The one that died in April 3rd, 2011. So I'm like, okay, so she shut the door and locked it, and it went beep beep, meaning the alarm was on. So I can't leave the car because the alarm's on. So I'm sitting there trying my best to like not have like this major anxiety, and I'm sitting there trying to draw, and then all of a sudden the freaking anxiety just kept building, and then I start sobbing my eyes out, freaking out, and I call Mom's work, and this guy answered. He's like, hello, and I'm like, hi, is my mom there? And like sobbing into the phone, asking for my mom. I actually, when I was younger, I called her Mommy. I'm like, is Mommy there? And he's like, who's Mommy? Because there's like, I don't know, a lot of women working in the work area that my mom works at. And I'm like, Judy Freeman. And and he's like, okay, hold on. My mom comes on the phone. She's like, what, Alicia? I'm like, I need you to come back out here. And I was just like, I don't know. I was just panicking. And she's like, Alicia, I cannot come outside. You need to sit in the car and be good and stop calling me. I'm like, but she's like, no, Alicia. She's like, how about this? How about you call Grandma? I'm like, okay. So I call Grandma and I talk to her and she's like, what's going on, Alicia? Why are you bugging Mom? Why can't you stay at school and all this like that? She's asking me all the questions that everyone keeps asking me, and I cannot answer the question. Why am I feeling this way? Why is so much anxiety? Like, I don't know. I just can't be away from my mom. I just need her by my side. Can't people understand that? That's like what I wished I could have said, but I was young, so I didn't I don't know. Anyway, so I'm like, I don't know. So she's like, how about this? I'll hang up with you, but while we're hung up, make a Christmas list, because Christmas, I think, was right around the corner. I think we were in fall at the time. So Christmas was coming up. So she's like, how about you make a Christmas list and I'll call you back? I'm like, okay. So I sat there, I made a Christmas list of what I wanted. And then a few minutes later, she called me back. She's like, okay, Alicia, what do you want for Christmas? Read me your Christmas list. Ugh. I said, okay. So I sat there and read off my Christmas list. I think I wanted a Barbie or something like that. I don't know. But I had a couple things on the list, but I think Barbie was definitely one of the things I had on the list. And then she's like, okay. And we sat there and talked for a good while. And then she's like, okay, Alicia, you need to be good and let your mom work. She needs to make money to support you and your brother and your sister. I'm like, I know. I will try to be good. She's like, okay. She's like, how about this? How about you close your eyes, fall asleep, and try to sleep? And I'm like, okay. So I sat there and laid the chair back, because at this point in time, I was in the front seat. So I laid back the seat, like I kind of did just now, like this. And then I just like trying to sleep. And eventually I did fall asleep, which was good. I fell asleep, and then next thing I know, the door was opening and Mom was done with work. I'm like, yeah, you're done with work. And then we went home. And then Mom's like, okay, Alicia, we need to sit down. We need to talk and try to understand why you're acting the way you are. Why do you have so much anxiety? And I like, I don't know. And she's like, you have to know. And for real, I didn't really know why I was having so much anxiety and why I couldn't leave my mom's side. And then I came up with this freaking crazy I lied straight to my mom because I really did not know why I was feeling so much anxiety. But I told her a lie saying that I had a dream that some guy was going to kill you or something like that. I just like told her this big lie. And I remember that I said it was a dream and a guy came and killed you. And I think I even said that it killed Daddy too. And I came into your room and I saw you and Daddy dead, and I tried to call 911 to get you help or something like that. And after I told her this big lie that was not true, my anxiety and everything like that just disappeared. And I ended up being able to go to school the next day without any problems. So either I told it as a lie or it's actually the truth, and I, for some reason, think it's a lie. I don't know. But yeah, so that was the time that I had severe anxiety about leaving my mom's side. I could not go to school. I kept calling saying I was sick. I kept going to the nurse saying I was sick. I had a like major anxiety to the point where I had broken down and had an anxiety attack. I do not know what was going on. I don't know if what I said when I was younger was actually the truth. Did I really have that dream? I don't remember. But I remember telling my mom that was the reason why I was having so much anxiety. I don't know, like, seriously, I think it might have been the actual truth, because why else would my anxiety just suddenly disappear? Because after I told her that, she hugged me and she's like, no one's gonna break into the house and kill mommy and daddy. We'll be fine. And we have all these neighbors, so they'll know. And I don't know, she said a whole bunch of stuff to calm me down, and it helped. And then I went to school the next day without any problems, so it must have been the truth. But I seriously don't remember, though, if it was actually the truth or not, because I feel like that I didn't really know the reason why I was feeling that way. I just was full of anxiety. Another thing, I had these weird anxiety moments. I would go away to spend the night at someone's house, and on the way home to go home from sleeping over at someone's house, I would just have like sudden dread or anxiety. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was just it's not a good feeling. The feeling that I was feeling was not a good feeling. It was just dread and anxiety. I don't know if it was because I was going home and I just didn't want to be home or what. I don't know. But so I had like this feeling multiple times. Yeah, so I had this anxiety of something bad happening to either my mom, mostly my mom. So I was freaking out. And on the way from sleeping over at a friend's house, I will be going home, and suddenly I would have this dread feeling like something was going to happen when I got home. I got home, nothing happened, so I don't understand why I was having like this feeling like something bad was going to happen. Like, I wasn't like a clingy kid, but I just remember this one time where I was super clingy to my mother and didn't want to leave her side no matter what. And so now, so I just wanted to tell you that not all kids are clingy, but when they suddenly do get clingy, I guess it's something that's going on with them. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, so that's all I wanted to tell you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Ring that bell if you want to see more videos from me. Subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you beautiful night wolves in the next video. Goodbye. Don't you know that